Today I want to show you how to custom quilt around the country hearts in the country heart pattern. Now I have a confession to make. I made a second table runner with some different colors other than the red and white, and I got so carried away quilting it the other day that I kind of forgot to make the video. Oops. So what I did was I went ahead and I made 6 more blocks. They really go really fast, so I just made 6 more blocks. And they're over here on the machine ready to go. And I'm going to show you how to custom quilt around them. And I'm going to show you on 3 different machines. I'm going to show you on the Baby Luxe Solaris. Then I'm going to show you on the Foff Icon, which is a little different. And then I'm going to show you on the Bernina. So I'll try to put like a little blue box there to tell you which machine I'm doing the quilting on. So if it's not your machine and you're not interested, you can just kind of fast forward through the video. So let's get started. So the first machine we're doing is on the Baby Luxe Solaris, and I have a magnetic hoop, and what I love about the magnetic hoop is this. Let me just go ahead and set my embroidery. What I love about the magnetic hoop, let me just take this all apart for you, is you can hoop the bottom portion of the hoop first, and then you can lay your project where you want it. And I'll just go ahead and do this middle one next. Lay your project where you want it, and because Baby Lock and the Brother machines always bring the design in the center, I am just going to go ahead and put that needle right over my blue dot because I want it as close to center as possible. Then I'm going to take the top portion of the hoop, and I'm trying to keep the fabric in there, and then I'm just going to slide the magnetic hoop on top. I usually make sure all the corners match. And then what I do is I go in here, and you can see there's a really nice seam line here, so I'm going to make sure the numbers on this side of the hoop line up with this side. So this side says 9.5, or it's between the 9 and the 10, so I'm going to give this one a little bit of a tug to get it more lined up. That's perfect. And then I have a nice seam going this way. I'm going to do the same. I've got numbers in the back. You can't see the back, but it's between 7 and 6, and I can see I'm a little crooked here, so I'm just going to pull that over a bit. And that's one of the things I love about magnetic hoops, because you can kind of tug a little bit here and there. You don't want to tug too hard that you pull your seams apart, but you can tug a little bit until you get everything perfect just the way you want it. And okay, so now let me show you on the Baby Lock how we're going to do all this. So I don't want you to hear the squeaky tripod because I know that's so annoying. So let me just reposition the camera. Okay, so here's how I bring in my design and set everything up. So I go to the pocket, I go to my USB icon, I bring in my heart design, and I set it. Alright, then I just go ahead and take it straight into embroidery. And now you will see that my needle is just a little bit off center. And so I want to move it so that it's right on center, so that the needle is right over that blue dot. So I'm going to hit the layout button, and under layout I get a move button, and that's what I want to do. I want to move this over a little bit using these little arrows so that I can get my needle right over the blue dot. So let me just show you that. You'll see it move. Okay, and I also have a little laser light on my camera, and I don't know if you can see that, but I can, and it's got little red crosshairs, and it's right over the dot, so I'm where I need to be. Then I would just say OK, hit the OK button because you're done, and then you come over here and you just hit the lower your presser foot and you hit your start button, and it's going to quilt around the design. I've already quilted around this design, but I want to show you one other thing. So let's say I wanted to just double check, so I could come back over here. I want to show you how the scanner works. So let's say I just wanted to double check and make sure that that's exactly where I want it to be. So I hit the camera, which is your scanner, and then you have this display that says scanner, image off, background image on, off, and close. So I'm going to hit scan, and it says the frame will move to be scanned with the built-in camera. So it's going to start moving your hoop and scanning the fabric. Keep your fingers out of the way because they will get in the camera and be all blurred. So here it's going, it's scanning. Just 3 passes. There's the first one, second one. And I'll do one more. And now watch the screen over here. The image of the fabric is just going to show up magically. Voila! And it also shows the design. Let's see if we can get a little bit closer so you can see how the design is. Now, if I decide, gee, I really kind of want it to move down a little bit, it's good, but it's not quite where I want it to be, because sometimes we hoop a little crooked, even though we try. So I'm going to close this, and I'm going to go to my Move button, and I can actually move the design just a little bit. I mean, I'm literally off by a millimeter. So that's pretty darn close. So there, now it's perfect. I just go back to my machine, lower the presser foot, hit the start button, and it will scan this design right around the heart like such. And I've already done that. So now I'm going to go and do the FOF machine. So see you in a minute. Okay, I brought my design in. I'm in embroidery. The first thing I need to do is go to precise positioning. When I hit that, it's going to change screens, and the first thing I need to do is I need to get this little crosshair in the middle. So I want to hit middle right here. Now you see that jump to the middle. What I just did was my design actually starts up here, but I want the design to be set for the middle so that I can find my blue dot, so I can line everything up. And the middle is the best way to do that. So I selected the middle. Now here's the thing that people forget on a FOF. After you select the middle, if I start moving this, all I'm doing is moving the green cross around. I'm just moving it to a different place on the design. I'm not moving the actual design to match the fabric, or to match the fabric. So what you have to do, have to do is you have to lock it. And here's your lock button. So now I've locked it. Now it has this crosshair, and that's when you know it's locked. Now, instead of just moving the green cross all over the screen, I'm going to actually move the entire design up, down, left, right, until this crosshair, or this center, is underneath the needle of the machine. Now, just to give you some background, the reason why you can have the green crosshairs move around, the reason why you can do that is because sometimes FOF has really good positioning, and if I wanted to line, let's say, the tip of this leaf up with something else, I could change that and have that be where I could take the crosshairs and put it right there, so I could line that leaf up with something. But that's way too complex for what we're doing. We just want to go with centers here. Okay, so then you also notice there's this wheel down here, and that's how we're going to move things left, right, up, down. So let me show you now. Sorry about that. Let me see if I can zoom in so you can see a little bit better. Okay, so now I'm going to take those arrows I just showed you, close enough. Okay, so now what you do is you're just going to hit the OK button. You say OK. The design moves to the top. The needle just moved up to the top, because remember I told you that's where my design starts. And you can see it's going to clear the heart as it goes around. And that's how you do positioning on the FOF. Now I'm going to show you how to do the heart quilting with the Bernina 880. And what I'm going to do is, there's a little flower that you can stitch out in the middle. Let's see if I can show you here. Right here in the middle, you can see there's this little custom flower that you can quilt out. And I'm going to do this on the Bernina 880. And so Bernina 8, okay, so now I've got my snap hoop for the Bernina 880, and it's a jumbo size. I just want to say one thing about this is my stitch field is still the oval. my stitch field has not become rectangular. So when you get this, don't think like, oh, now I can stitch over here and here, because your stitch field is determined by your machine, not by the hoop you put in. But it is nice to have a rectangular hoop sometimes. Okay, so let me show you how to do on the Bernina. You can see that the needle, I want the center of the design to be right over the seams. There are 4 seams that come together, and I want the center of the needle to be right there. That would be my middle. So obviously it's not there, so I need to move it. So here's how you do it on the Bernina 880, and it's very similar to the 700 series. So once you bring the design up onto your screen and you're like ready to stitch, instead of stitching, go ahead and hit this hoop icon. And this hoop icon will give you your X and Y coordinates, which are related to your knobs. And you're just going to take your knobs, and I think this one goes left and right, and this one goes up and down. So you're just going to take those knobs. I wish I could show you this both at the same time. But you're just going to take those knobs and until the needle falls right over the design. You can bring your wheel forward to test. Bring your needle down, bring it up. And if you need to tweak it a little more, remember the top dial goes left and right, the bottom one goes up and down. And it's that easy. As soon as you get it there, you just hit the needle icon again, which is right here. You just hit that again to get out of it, and lower your presser foot. And I guess we have to close out of there. Go back to the needle, and then lower your presser foot, and you're ready to stitch up. And that's all there is to on the Bernina. So that's it for today. I hope that was helpful, and I really apologize for a squeaky tripod. Can't be helped sometimes. You know, I just do this to help you. I don't get paid for any of these videos or anything. I just do it to provide you with a little extra help. So I hope all this helped, and have a great day, and see you in the next video. Bye!